Sup my precious students, and welcome back to another What If. And before we start with the video, I want to explain I was absent for almost half a year, guys. I'm sorry, but everyone on my Discord already knows this, but I just found out that I have ADHD and kind of made me struggle to do videos. So yeah, I know that's not a complete excuse for this whole situation. I could have at least, told you something on like community tab or something. So yeah, I excuse guys, it's all my fault, okay? But now I'm hopefully back for more videos. I don't know, could happen, but next time I will inform you about in the community tab if something happens that videos get delayed or some shit. You will know from there or in my Discord. So yeah. But enough talking. Let's get straight into the video. And also thanks a lot to Bleach Unbound for giving me the idea of making a Demon Slayer What If. So yeah, his channel is linked down below. And with that done, let's get straight into the video. So, since a reincarnation wouldn't make sense for this video, Demon Slayer will actually be playing the past of My Hero Academia, and the quirks will be a result of demon genes spreading in the humans, but in a weakened form. So, this means that they would gain abilities not related to blood, but they would not be as strong as, I mean, some demon abilities weren't as strong as well, but let's say they aren't as strong as like the upper moon abilities, okay, directly. Some are pretty strong, not gonna lie, but yeah, you know what I mean. So, but the weakness that demons usually have would disappear. Yeah. But Deku in this case will also be a foreign relative from Uzui Tengen to make this one a bit more fun, and he will actually try to become like him. But how that happens, you will see. So we start always at the birth of our favorite boy Deku, and the only big, not really big, but slight change that we'll make here is his hair color being white. Deku's mother is obviously confused by, the white color of his child and father, and child doesn't fit, because she or Deku's father don't have that hair color. And she obviously goes asking, and basically the explanation doesn't make a lot of sense, but he just says that it could be from like far relatives and it's like really rare happening. And he just says that she can be happy to have a special child. So yeah, Deku's mother obviously smiles, and just have that explanation, I mean, there's like no danger in it, So yeah, a few years pass and Deku develops a love for heroes just like in Mesoi. And, obviously his idol will become the #1 hero that we all know, All Might. So, in Deku's dreams, he always dreams of being a hero, just like All Might, to save people with his amazing quirk. He just thinks of different quirks in different dreams. He's like, oh yeah, maybe this quirk, or like maybe this, maybe like levitation, I'm a bit stronger. He imagines a lot of things. So yeah, and obviously then he begs his mother to like know if he has a quirk. He's so amazed by heroes that he also wants to become one, and wants to know as soon as possible if he has a chance to become a hero. So they make a doctor's appointment and the day comes. So they sit down in the doctor's office, and the doctor enters the room and he has a few papers inside. So he sits down and says, "Hi ma'am, I'm sorry to inform you that, as you see, the bone that quirk users usually lose is still there, and that means your son does not have a quirk. and he points at like, the papers, the of the bone structure and shit. So, yeah, Deku, who was all excited for sexual adults, starts crying, and his mom obviously tries to calm him down, but it takes some time, and Deku obviously stays sad for a few weeks, and obviously this makes him a target for bullies in school, and it happens exactly like in the main story that Akugo will start bullying him. So he will become even sadder every day, knowing that he won't become as great of a hero as All Might was, or not even a hero. He will just be a normal person without any powers, without anything. So yeah. But after a while, Deku thinks to himself, well, what if I become a hero without a quirk? And he really thinks it's true. He imagines like is this even possible? Maybe you can be like a sick fighter or some stuff like that. I mean, there are heroes who don't have that great of a quirk, who don't even have that power that some other heroes like All Might have. They have like, I don't know, like some utility stuff, and that's what they do. But I mean, can still be possible to be a hero without, maybe. So he starts thinking, is this actually possible? And he's like, I mean, there's no other way than to test it. So he goes on the hardest grind. I don't know how old he is. I think it's like 7, 8 year olds. 8-year-old. The hardest grind 7, 8-year-old can ever have. He grinds so hard. It's like being like 15 and saying like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym. He does this at like earliest age possible. Okay, he doesn't go to the gym, but he like trains every day and does sit-ups, push-ups, everything, and his mom is happy. He does a lot of sport, so yeah, she supports him. So a few years pass, and Deku is now 10 years old and already looks a bit like a trained athlete. But Deku obviously incentivized and keeps on grinding and starts with kendo training. So 2 years later, Deku has learned a lot in like fighting and stuff, and he knows how to fight with a sword, and he went to all the kendo lessons. Like, how usually would have like when you train like a martial arts, you like go there like once a week. Deku went there every day he went to kendo training to different places. It didn't matter, just that he had training every day. So he did nothing else in his free time, nothing else, just training. But it kind of worked out for him. So obviously now no one wants to mess with him. He is like the buff dude in the class. He's 12 years old, and he no one wants to fuck with him, even though most of them have, I think that all of them in this class have quirks. So yeah, pretty rough. And not even Bakugo. Bakugo is like, he's really tough, and he beats some people up, man. I'm not gonna fight with that, and he's still 12 years old, and on one day Deku's mom just tells him that he should get something in the basement for her and take it up. So yeah, he goes down and searches through all throughout the basement, like the basement room, and notices a batch of bandages between a few boxes. So Deku picks it up, tries picking it up, because that confused, like, what this is. Maybe this is what she's searching for. And Deku actually cuts himself. And Deku, curious, what is in this? So he wraps the bandages off and uncovers two mid-sized swords that are like rather big, you know what I mean? The swords of Uzui Tengen, obviously. And he's like, wow, this is cool. He's wondering, why do we have this here? And she like lifts them up by the handles, and a notebook falls down. So he rests the blade like carefully, doesn't break them or anything, and lifts up the notebook and reads the title. And it reads, "Remembrance from the Demon Slayer Uzui Tengen, the Sound Pillar." And he remembers, oh yeah, I have to get something, and obviously searches for it, finds it, and just leaves the sword in the basement for now and straps them back in the bandages and hides them, and just takes the notebook with him because he's curious what's in there. And he goes back up, gives her mom what she wanted, and goes into his room and starts reading the notebook that he just found. So it obviously contains a lot of information explaining demons, the Demon Slayer Corp, the pillars, and obviously also his breathing technique, being sound breathing. So he is so fixated on this. He's like, what is this real? Like, is it actually real? And actually finishes the book in like one day. He's so interested in what's in that notebook. He just finishes it in one day. So, and then he realizes if what is said in the notebook, that he could actually become as strong as a hero without needing a quirk. And Deku, he doubts it a bit, like, with breathing I can become like that strong and like run really fast and fight. It's a bullshit, he obviously doubts it, but he's like, maybe there's some truth behind this. So he starts training, like it explains in the notebook, and he actually realizes that it actually starts to work in increasing his strength. And he's shocked. He's like, wow, this actually works. So he just starts training like crazy and actually tries using a sword technique, but then realizes, wait, there are like no bombs that are used in the sound breathing, And he goes back into the basement and actually finds a few bags of the like little bombs, and runs back outside and actually performs the first form of sound breathing. That we all know, first form, roar. So yeah. So the next 2 years, Deku trains his fighting style until he's like 14, and he obviously tries to waste as few bombs as possible. So he just trains the techniques without them, and when he like does a final test, he uses them to see if it like really works. And you might ask, well, you said forms, but there's like only 3 forms in the anime. Well, the forms shown in the anime are the 1st, 4th, and 5th form of the sound breathing, so there should be a 2nd and 3rd form, but it's not actually like shown anywhere or written down anywhere. It's like, so for this what if sake, I will create 2 new sound breathing forms. I also did this in my Rengoku video. It was a bit different. It was just like sound breathing, plain breathing, but I found that pretty fun, so I'm gonna do it again. So the 2nd form will be called Far Echo, and he will be able to throw the bomb directly at his enemy and use the long chain to hit the bomb directly in front of his enemy to cause an explosion directly in front of him. And this is pretty useful. And then we also have third form, Chain Blast, which allows him to throw multiple bombs in a circular form, not like in a whole circle, but a circular, it's like a half circle, like a bit less. And then there's like a spin with a chain. It's a bit similar to the second form, but he does a spin with it and hits them all in a chain. That's why it's called Chain Blast. And does a chain explosion. So yeah, those are the two new forms. I hope you like them. And like I said, Deku is now 14 and will ask his mom to sign him into UA, or at least in the entrance exam. And he argues a lot with her, being like, yeah, I won't get hurt, so there's like no loss in it. And her mom's obviously like, are you even gonna do it? But then she's like, yeah, I ain't gonna ruin his dreams, And he's like, yeah, I mean, fine, he won't get hurt and it doesn't matter. So yeah, why not? And then his last day of regular school comes, like before the holidays, and then he could go like into another school. And everyone, the same thing happens. The teacher asks what they want to become, and obviously most of them, like all of them would say like become a hero and like crash the quirks, except obviously Deku and Bakugo. And the teacher actually asks, what about you, Izuku? And he just says with a dead ass face, I am going to UA. And everybody just looks at him and starts laughing, and the teacher just tells him to shut up, and to ask, how. And Deku just explains, I know I'm not saying crazy, but it's not against the rules of the school to be quirkless, and I actually want to try. So the teacher just wishes him good luck, He's like, yeah, he ain't gonna do it, but I mean, why not? So, that's the last day of his school, and in the holidays he also trains a lot more until the day has finally come for Deku, the exam. But this is where I will end the first part of this What If. I know this might be a bit of a cliffhanger, but I will try to get the next part out as soon as possible. So I hope you like this kind of What If, and I did change a lot of how I write scripts, so I want to know in the comments, please, to give me feedback on how you like the style of video. And just, it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative, as long as it's not like hate comment. So I will be happy for that, and please subscribe if you haven't, and you can also join my Discord. And if you liked the video, leave a like, please. So yeah, thanks for sticking around, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!